got my I got my eye, I got my eye, I got my eye on day, on day. I got my eye, I got my eye, I got my eye on day. Set my eyes to the west, walking away from it all, reaching for what lies ahead. I got my eye on it. I see my sweat hit the ground. I put my foot in the block. This is the race of my life, and I can't wait for this shot. I got a new passenger to help me navigate the way. So when my heart hits the floor, I can recalibrate. I feel the deeper calling me. All else is fading in the past. So let me run in the race that I know is built to last. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. On a day. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. On a day. I got my eye on I got a new passenger to help me navigate the way. So when my heart hits the floor, I can recalibrate. I feel the deeper calling me. All else is fading in the past. So let me run in the race that I know is built to last. 'Cause I can feel the wind at my back. Chest is pumping like a heart attack. Feet are moving and my mind is locked. Pressing on with everything I got. 'Cause I can feel the wind at my back. Chest is pumping like a heart attack. Feet are moving and my mind is locked. Pressing on with everything I got. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. On a day. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. I got my eye on a day. On a day. I got my eye on
Straight up, straight up, straight up. Yeah, imagine a passion. Directors cut to the action. I was sitting in my room with no lights on my Blueberry phone and no pen and a pad and a mattress. I've been doing backflips, I've been over time. I've been through the surface, I've been through the lines. If life is a movie, then I'm in the theater. Welcome and guest and the pleasure is mine. Yeah. Since 1992, hands up cause we got one. Hands up if you're not one. Yeah. Hands up till the cops come. Hands down, he the baddest. My God been a light through the dark times. Young man, young son, young Marshawn. I'm a target. I pause and they pause, and if God in it, y'all finish. I gotta eat. It's not complex. I'm in knee deep. He got my steps. I look alive. I hand it to God. My life in his will. He revving the drive. My foot on the gas. I rest at the 9. I'm covered in peace. Born in the States with a new state of mind, and I don't belong like it's bon appetit. What is a life of my own? I'm searching for moments of clarity. I stare in the mirror and I can see past all the flaws of the moments that carry me, bury me, barely damage. He imminent, dominant, cover the globe, leading the continents, pierced through the dark. His sun is the light. We bow with his love, now we bow with his promises. This is the life, yo. You know it, more than a mic, yo. You know it. For the young people, I'ma go and reach soul 'cause the time too bright, yo. Here to do damage. They counted me out, but God kept counting. Now I'm your canvas. You're perfect when planning. 17 hours on the road out to Tennessee, pack up my bags, kiss on my wife, look at my daughter inside it, it's killing me, chasing a dream where nothing is guaranteed. I see the light, drop through the night, swerving through lanes, barely can make it, I make it in safe to sleep in my car. 6 a.m. it's go time, I see the sunshine, I'm grinding back up on my feet before I start the call.
¿Dónde
Call
está
out to
Tipton?
God for divine strength, 'cause I'm weak, I am just a young man out with a purpose. They target the race, the inertia.
¿Dónde?
Keep me going through the curves and the ups and the downs, gotta think about Christ when they hurt me.
Probably the king of overthinking, avoiding pitfalls, but it's always opportunities I'm missing. Man, I'm scared to make a bad decision, 'cause you live with them. They eat your food and leave you with the dishes. Man, we quick to talk, we ain't fast to listen. Jesus walked, but he sat with sinners. So if you lost, ask for a visit. We bring our need and then he bring forgiveness. To give yourself away, that's the highest form of living. Listen, the other day I ran into a fan, getting a sonogram at the hospital I visit. Tears were running down her face, she said I made a difference.
What up, everybody?
Was battling with addiction.
There we go.
She ain't even religious, but what I said in some interviews, it really got her thinking. That's when she introduced.
Hi? Is this thing on?
Dude, I'm so disappointed.
Why?
Hello, everybody! Thank you. Okay. I think you just heard my voice doing that.
Did you?
Well, guys, today we're going to play a game. And because we don't know our friend Avery here very well, we're going to play trivia. But it's going to be about Avery.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be great. All right, so here's how we're going to do this.
How many people do we need?
I think that we can utilize the whole room.
You think so?
So if you have an answer, raise your hand, all right? And that's how we're going to do this. It'll make it a lot simpler.
Okay.
So if you have an answer, raise your hand.
And if, let's make it interesting.
Let's make it,
If they get the question right, I got a fat stack of these Bahama Bucks gift cards.
Avery's loaded, my dude.
I
Woo!
know. Oh, these I think.
Okay.
So if they get the answer right,
Yeah.
I'll just give them a couple.
A cup.
I don't
Bruh.
know. You
Aren't
know?
these for like small snow cones? Yes.
I haven't looked at them.
12 ounces. Yes.
So,
Wow.
but if you had two, it would be 24 ounces.
Oh, baby.
That's right. It is a lot,
That's
of
a lot
ounces.
of ounces.
So let's get, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, you got the questions.
I do have a couple questions. Did you have one?
I'll come up with them as I go. All right, okay.
Uh-oh.
So, okay, this one's actually really funny. All right. Anyone have a guess as to what Avery's middle name is?
Middle name.
Brian, you look like you know. I'm not picking you.
You got so excited like you knew.
James. First guess is James.
No, I'll give you guys a hint. This was a hard one. It starts with a P.
Patricia.
And I'm named after a person named Steven, so it's their last name. And if, matter of fact, if you guess this, I will give you this whole stack of cards. No. But I don't
Ryan,
know if
I'm
you could
pretty
be
sure you know.
closer and yet still wrong.
Yeah. All right, Andy, what do you think?
Nope. One more. Stephen Hawking. Just shout it out.
It starts with a P,
All right,
Ryan.
here it is.
Oh,
He
man.
said Stephen Hawking, if you missed that. The spelling, not as best. But anyways, my middle name is Parsons.
Parsons. Wow.
Yeah. Avery Parsons
Okay,
Wallace.
you know what? Why I chuckled at this name? Because Avery is my middle name.
Is it?
Yeah, it is actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're learning so much.
Parsons,
All
yeah.
right, question 2.
All right. animal question mark.
Oh, favorite animal.
Favorite animal. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Do you own it?
Do you want a hint with this one?
No.
This one, so people call it
Trash.
one thing, but it's really another thing that starts with a B.
A bat.
Yeah, what do you think? A panda? No.
Wait.
A pear? No, not a boar.
Say whatever you said again.
So it's people often call it by one thing, but it really has another name. But they both start with B.
Quote me. I live my life on purpose, you wouldn't believe the owe me. I made a little money now, it's like they all know me. They got their hands out, they doing the hokey pokey. I got a few fans who no longer support me, cause a quiet, unwoke white folk is what I won't be. People killed like animals on video, they stay quiet. Animals killed on video, they start a riot. Must I remind you, Jesus was a dark-skinned man publicly murdered. He ain't never deserved it. The Pharisees sat by and watched while he hurt it. That's why I see the same.
Wait, to gauge the room.
Make a man go great again. I'm like, which version? We talking pre-slavery or post? We talking about before or after women could vote? We talking about this land before or after we stole it? This isn't anti-patriotic.
Okay,
I'm just telling the truth. Y'all want to change the topic?
Is it literally
Man,
just
stop it.
any
It's clear that we still got a problem. But until we admit our past, there's no way the future can have progress.
Also, I got a little bit
And
more
I'm just cleaning out my closet,
you know the
getting
more
rid of
specific,
everything that's toxic. My train of thought,
breast
thanks for taking the
cavity
ride. Where do we go
protection.
next? Well, let's keep
That's
it a surprise. Like,
I mean, that is amazing.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, the next question is, what's the funniest way Avery has ever been? You get run over by a
Not this time. Yeah, you got it.
So, actually, Zayden practiced school opening trying to pump a wheelie on a tricycle.
I fell
Am I
off
right?
of something.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you a hint. I fell off of an animal.
Was it a bison? Was it a horse? Was it a
I fell off
Tell me why
and sometimes
everything turns around.
started on the couch, big old mangy cow, real wide. And so I jumped on. I just gotten up, and she went under a tree, knocked me right off, got a concussion. As I stood back up, a thorn went through my big toe. Top to bottom. So, well, bottom to top. Anyways.
Oh, gosh.
Anyways. All right, what's that?
All right, what's your greatest fear? What's Avery's greatest fear?
Greatest fear. A couple of you guys might know this. All right, we'll go over here. Spider, no.
I don't like spiders
What?
at all.
Monkeys, no, but it starts with an M. Nope.
Starts with an M.
But I did write I once wrote a paper on why people are afraid of clowns. True story. What? Nope. Mold! You got it. Guys,
Mold.
I have a
Are you my mother?
Terrible. I hate mold.
Mold.
I did. I
Mold.
hate mold. And I'll tell you why. When I was in 7th grade, you know how they wheel in? Oh, it's always a great day when they wheel in the TV cart, right? That's how it started. But it ended with a fear of mold because it was a video about mold, a science class, and this gentleman in the video, he got mold in his sinus cavities. So they just scooped out like half his face. And then I went home and I poured a bowl of milk, chunky milk.
Oh, gosh.
So
Chunky
bad
women
milk and molds, I don't like them.
How do you get mold in your sinus?
I don't know. You breathe it. The same way you get Rona in there. I don't know. Is there another question?
There is, well, you can read the other
What's
question.
the-
I don't understand the nuances of that.
What is
I'm
it?
not
Which
sure if
one?
I want to. The second one down.
Second one down. Oh, sorry. I was typing while I was talking.
Okay,
to
no,
people.
you're good. You're good.
So it's a classic crumple or fold. You know, we all crumple or we all fold. But which one?
Now
is
I
it?
get it.
Right. You're saying you crumple? I'm not asking what you do. But just for the record. Here you go. You know what? You're right.
Avery, let me ask you this before I take my guess. Do the majority of your socks match?
Do the majority of my socks match? Of course. I'm not a monster. And
He
also,
folds.
I just buy all the same socks so they can't not match. Right?
Okay, all right, I see you.
Pro tip right there.
That's impressive.
That's all the questions I had, unless you got one. Nope. Don't do that. Let's avoid that. Don't have one.
Oh, no.
That's all I had. Okay. Would you like? So I have a couple. All right. So
Don't have car keys in your pocket.
it depends on the situation. It's situational, right? If I'm at a wedding and I'm wearing suspenders, I just wheel the suspenders as low as possible. But with no suspenders, I gotta go with the H. I know what you think. What's the H? You just right there. Capital. See? He didn't see it
Are
coming.
you married?
He didn't see the capital coming. You want to see it again? Did it go too fast? Are you ready? You can do it with me. Come on. H. Capital. There it
You
is.
got to get the hips in it, bro.
Oh, it's all about the hips. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, everybody. We invite the worship team up. I don't remember the order, but I think it's worship next. Yeah. All right, everybody stand up.
Yep, origami.
Walls between us, by the cross you came and broke them down. You broke them down. There were chains around us. By your grace you are no longer bound, no longer bound. You call me out of the dark, you call me into the light. You call my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love is waking, so waking, so waking. Your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love awakens, so waking, so waking. Feel the darkness shaking, all the dead are coming back to life, back to life. Hear the song awaken, all creation singing, we're alive, 'cause you're alive. You call me out of the grave, you call me into the light, you call my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love awakens, awakens, awakens. Your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. And what a love we found, death can hold us down. We shouted out, we're life, 'cause you're life. What a love we found, death can't hold us down. We shouted out, we're life, 'cause you're life. What a love we found, death can't hold us down.
greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me.
Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love
Awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me.
Your love is greater.
Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me.
Awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me.
Oh. Hey guys, I'm coming back up. Hold on. Just wait a second. I'll get there. I'm building suspense right now. That's what's happening. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm going. Well, hey guys, how are you this evening? Do you need this later? Can I take that? Yeah. All right. Those are like unsure, like I don't know. I don't know anything. Okay, I'll take it. Well, hey guys, my name's Avery. I'm glad to be here. Are you ready? I'm so strong. Are you ready? Gotta shake it out, halfway. Oh, just kidding. I'm good. Guys, I'm excited to be here. My name's Avery. I know I've already introduced myself. I'm excited to get to know you guys. I'm excited for you guys to get to know me a little bit. That's why we played some kind of silly trivia I always said this morning, but tonight. I'm excited. I can't wait to get to know you. Right now, though, I have the mic, so you get to know me a little bit more tonight. You're like, I did not come to get to know Avery. And I get that. That's okay with me. Just one night of me talking about myself a little bit. But then, don't worry, we're going to change, and we're going to talk about things that are far more important than me. So, well, let's get into it. Before I get going too much, I have actually one question for you guys. Who here is the oldest in their family? Anyone the oldest? Who falls like somewhere in the middle? Yeah? Who here is the youngest? Youngest? All right. Well, I get it. It's okay. If you consider yourself the youngest, it's cool. All right, so here's the thing. I'm the youngest in my family. I have 2 brothers. I'm one of 3 boys. I'm the youngest. If you're the youngest, you're my people, okay? You guys get me? You understand? Here's the thing. If you're the oldest, if you have that mentality that like, hey, youngest kids are spoiled, who thinks that? Right? All right. Let me be real for a second. Let's be real for a second. You're right. But here's how you're right. Here's how you're right. All right? Our parents, they needed a little practice on you, right? You got a little messed up. We get it. We feel for you. We feel for you. But here's the thing. You got in, like your problems just got bigger, so our parents spent more time helping you with your problems, so we got to like kind of coast through and get ignored a little bit for our benefit. We like it that way. Don't worry about us. We're doing okay. But here's how it's not always awesome to be the youngest. Because for myself and for my other younger friends out here, when you like get passionate about something or you want to like learn something, it can be hard to find your place. For example, I have 2 older brothers, so I decided, hey, it'd be cool to learn how to play guitar. I picked up a guitar. My oldest brother's like, hey, that would be cool. Older, better motor skills and all that. He took it. You know what he does now? He's a worship leader. You know what I do? Don't play guitar, let me tell you that, right? And then I was like, you know what? You know what else is cool? Drums is cool. Drums is cool. So I learned how to play the drums. Second brother, like, hey, you're right, man. Drums is cool. So he learned to play drums. And you know what I did? I didn't play drums. But in 8th grade, I decided maybe I do want to try that again. So I went back to 6th grade band. that was awkward and weird. And then I missed my lunch with all my friends. It was a bummer. So it actually made me probably a little bit worse, right? So here's the thing. I don't play guitar. I don't play drums, but I do have some skills my brothers don't have. I had to pick skills that they wouldn't care about. So you know what I learned how to do? Unicycle and other things. Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real. That's not that cool, right? Now, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. I do it. It looks impressive. It's a fun time. But, you know, if you can ride a bike, it's just like half of that. Like, it's half as cool as a bike. You get that? Okay, so here's the thing. So that was me growing up. It can be hard to find your place as a youngest sometimes. So here's the thing. I got to school, and I was like, okay, this is my place. I can be me. I can kind of try some things. I can explore. But here's what I did. Instead of kind of coming in and being like, hey, this is who I am, I was like, this is my chance to be bad, right? So I did things, when I was in middle school and high school, I got in a lot of trouble, right? I would bully, not other kids, but teachers. What kind of crazy human bullies their teacher? The person that literally catches you for bullying. That's me. That's what I did. I got referrals for things like I went sledding on a hill behind the school on a box during class. So they didn't like that. I got a referral for that. I got suspended for starting a fire by putting a pencil in the microwave. You know, man, can someone get me water? I'm dying. Oh, just kidding. I would love water, though. But here's the thing. So it was also one of those cool metallic pencils. That's why it's basically like putting foil in the microwave. But then foil wrapped around a piece of wood. That causes a fire pretty quickly. So here's the thing. Oh, my gosh. I can't see. Woo. Did it. Kirkland. That's a commercial right there. Also, I didn't know it was going to be Kirkland. I probably would have said Costco. I like Costco. Here's the thing. That was me at school. But when the weekend came, I'd go to church, and it was a different story, right? At church, I was kind of a totally different person than I was the rest of the week. Right? There was a different set of rules at church. One, my parents knew people, I could get in trouble. They were closer, so they could tell on me. So I kind of had to act differently, right? So I was kind of like two separate people. And honestly, during this time in my life, I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I kind of kept people at a distance. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, in high school and pretty much all through high school, I ate lunch alone. And it wasn't like in a movie where someone goes to the bathroom and eats lunch alone while they're crying and makes their food a little salty. No, that wasn't me. It was hey, I don't feel like I need you guys. I'll just sit on myself. That's cool. I don't care. I don't need you. Because ultimately what I was doing is I was keeping people at a distance. Because hey, if you don't know me, you can't reject me. Or if you don't know who I am, if you don't like me, that's okay, because this isn't actually who I am. You don't have to like this. So that was me all through middle school and high school, kind of keeping people at a distance. So tonight, what I really want to talk about is this idea of what does it mean to be known, right? Today, we started our game, a little trivia about being known. Today, I've mentioned a couple times being known. I didn't want people to know me. The theme or the idea tonight is what does it mean to be known? Because here's the thing. I want this to be a place that you guys can continue to come and feel known. I want you guys to show up here and feel like people know who you are. I want you to feel like people love you and accept you. But I also want this to be a place where we can point one another to God and say, look at how much more God loves you and knows you and accepts you. And so last week we started this Mask Off series. And we talked about the mask of I'm fine. I'm fine. It's all cool. Right, when we're not really fine. Today, I kind of want to take that mask off and say, hey, what does it look like to be seen as who we are or understand that God sees us as we are? So, we're going to jump in to Psalms 139. You got it up there? Could someone, this is the first 3 verses. We're going to read the first 6, so twice that. I'm giving you fair warning. Does someone want to read it for us? Yeah, go for it. Loud and proud.
You search me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me.
There's one more verse, I think, in there.
Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain.
All right. Oh, give it up. A round of applause. Good reading. You're reading multiple grades above your level, for sure. So here's the thing. This is David the psalmist, and he starts by saying, you search me and you know me, right? God, you search me and you know me. Here's the thing. In the original text, it wasn't written in English. It was written in Hebrew, and this word know is yada. Now, I don't speak Hebrew, so if you do, feel free to correct me at some point. That's okay. Later. Appreciate it. But here's the thing. The word yada shows up in the Bible 946 times, right? Lots of times. And just like in English, the word know can kind of mean different things, kind of have different levels, right? So you can know something. You can have like a general knowledge. Like, hey, you guys know Shark Burger? Like, you know of it, right? Like, if you asked me that the other day, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, I've heard people keep talking about it. They've said it's great. Never been. And then the other day, Noah took me. We went to Shark Burger. It was great, right? And now I'm like, yeah, I know it. So my knowledge of it is a little deeper, right? It went from like, I know of it to like, I know it. I had it. It was good, you know. But there's another layer of knowledge that's a lot deeper too, right? It's the kind of knowledge that it talks about in Genesis when it says that Adam knew Eve, right? That's a different sermon, right? But it's this deep, intimate, personal knowledge, right? A deep, intimate, personal knowledge. That's the kind of know that David is talking about here. God, you know me, right? It's the difference about knowing, just knowing about something and really knowing it. So, if yada is this deep, deep, personal knowledge, here's what I want you guys to know today. This is the kind of way that God wants to know us. This is the kind of way that God does know us. Right? So here's the first point that I want you guys to remember. God knows you, but he also wants to be known by you. Can you guys say that? God knows you, and he wants to be known by you. Right. See, David, the author of the psalm, understands that God knows us, right? He says, search me. You have searched me. You know me intimately. He's saying, you know when I stand and when I sit. You know my hopes and my dreams. You know my heart. You know my thoughts. You know the words that are going to come out of my mouth before I say them. You know my past and you know my future. God knows. And I think that also can be a little bit of a daunting thought for us, right? Because it means that God knows our best, but he also knows our worst. Right? God knows our best, but he also knows our worst. And I think that's kind of a daunting thought. And I think David thought so too, but he also knew something a little bit more. In verse 6, you can throw verse 6 back up there. We see David's response. He says, such knowledge is too wonderful. God, you knowing me that way is wonderful. Because what David understands is that God knows us, this deep knowledge of us, his personal knowledge, but also he made a way for us to know him that way. He made a way for us to have this deep relationship with God. And that's what David understands. See, this kind of deep depth of personal knowledge leads to depth of relationship. Right? Romans 5:8. Do you guys, anyone know that? Anyone? Bueller? Yeah? You're like kind of raising your hand? Is it up there? Boom. Yeah, you're like, we all know it, Avery. We can read. Great, right? But God demonstrated his love for us that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Right? God, it's this reminder that says, hey, God knew your best and he knew your worst, and he still said you're worth it. But God knew your best and he knew your worst, and he said you're still worth it. So here's the thing I want you guys to understand, that God's love and mercy are better and more powerful than any and all of your imperfections. Right? God's mercy and love are better and more powerful than all of your possible imperfections and sins. Ultimately, the reality is if you're sitting here, I want you to know that your sin is far worse than you think it is. Right? Your sin is far worse than you think it is, but God's grace is far better than you can imagine. Right? God's grace is so far better than you can imagine. But let's get real for a second. Sometimes we have the tendency to kind of put God in a box, right? We kind of have, sometimes we're like, oh, God, you're my boy. And sometimes we're like, it's not convenient right now. It's not convenient right now to know that or to believe that or to trust that. And so I'll give you some examples. Sometimes the different levels of relationship we have with people are the same kind of levels of relationship that we put God into. So the first level is acquaintance, right? Right? We're like, hey, I know him. I know of him. He's cool, right? He's there if I need him. You know, we could become better buddies, sure, but, you know. If this is maybe a dating relationship, you put God in the friend zone, right? The next level is like friend, right? You made it to friend. Right, you got your back. If you needed him, you know he'd be there for you. Right? If it's the opposite sex, maybe it's you're dating, or you guys heard this one, we're talking. You know, I don't want to put a label on it, but we're just talking. You know, right? We kind of put God in that kind of relationship with us. Or the last one, here's it. It's the ride or die. You know, like it's your bro or, oh, that's Boo right there. You know. That's Boo, right? That's the kind of, and like that's like you're committed. Like it's like we're Facebook official, Instagram official, whatever that level is, but it's like we're committed. Like people know, right? And so here's my question for you tonight. What kind of a relationship do you have with God? What spots, what kind of level of relationship are you allowing God to have with you? Right? That's the question. What kind of relationship do you have with God? Do you know him? Or do you just know of him? But here's the beauty of it, guys. No matter how you answer that question, God is not waiting around for you to answer it. God's not saying, hey, I'm going to wait until you answer Avery's question, and if you say that like I'm your ride or die, then I'll die for you, right? No. Here's the thing. The beauty of it is that God is not waiting for you to answer that question. God has done everything so that you have to do nothing except enter a relationship with him. Right? God has done everything so that you don't have to do anything except enter a relationship. Guys, that's good news. So here's the thing. I want this to continue to be a place where you guys feel known. I want this to continue to be a place where you guys feel loved and accepted. And maybe you relate to my story. Maybe you're like me and you're like, yeah, I get being a Christian just when it's convenient. Like, I get that. Or maybe you're like, hey, I've made that decision. I know what kind of relationship I want with God. If you're like me, if you're like a Christian when it's convenient, I want to encourage you. I just want to remind you that God's not waiting for you. That God knows your best and he knows your worst, and he said that you were worth it, and now he wants a relationship with you. And if you're like, yeah, I know the kind of relationship I have with God, man, I'm glad. Could not be more pleased. But I want to invite you to help point other people to the truth of how God feels about them. Let's pray. Dear God, we love you and we thank you. I pray that you love us enough that even knowing our worst and even at our worst, that you said we were worth it, that you chose to do what we couldn't do ourselves, to come down from heaven, to live a life that we couldn't live, to die a death that we couldn't die. Dear God, we love you and we thank you. Amen.
Okay, let's stand. Bring light to the darkness. You give hope. You restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to only you. You give life, you are love. You bring light to the darkness. You give hope. You restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to only breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to only. It's our breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to only. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to only. Okay, let's go to our small groups.